Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss Code Vita contest problem part 6. I start with the first problem. The problem name is Sports Stadium. Read the problem statement. It is a sports event of the year for the residents of Sportsville. Their team had finally made it to the finals of the Bowls League Cup. It is a sports event of the year for the residents of Sportsville. Their team had finally made it to the finals of the Bowls League Cup. They have booked tickets for the city contingent for the same row, and the size of the contingent n smaller than the size of number of seats booked. Unfortunately, there was rain the rain in the previous night, and some of the seats are still wet. Some of the contingent love bowls so much and are excited enough not to mind sitting on a wet chair. There are K of these. However, others want to sit on a dry seat so that they can enjoy the match more. The contingent wants to minimize the distance between the first and the last person in the row so that they can still conduct Mexican waves and other forms of support for their team. Because they want to sit together, any block of 15 or more contingents unoccupied seats between the first person sitting and the last person sitting is unacceptable. Should not exceed 15. There are m blocks of seats starting with a try block with the alternating wet and dry blocks. The numbers of seats in each block is known. Given S the number of seats in the row, N the size of the contingent, K the number of contingent who are willing to sit in the wet seat, and the distribution of wet and dry blocks, write a program to find the minimum distance between the first and the last member of the contingents in the row. Here we need to find the minimum distance between the first and last person in a row. The input in the form of collection of try and bit block seats. Okay. The input format will be the first line contains 4 comma separated numbers representing S number of seats, N number of members, K is a number of persons willing to sit in wet seat, and M respectively. M is a number of blocks. The second line is a M comma separated numbers representing the number of seats in each block of seats. The first block is try and the remaining blocks alternate between wet and dry. Output one integer representing the minimum distance between the first and the last member of the row. If it is impossible to seat all the members according to their preference and with unoccupied seat restriction, the result should be 0. The constraints S, N, K should be less than 1000, M less than 30. Okay. Here they have given the input 100. 100 is a number of seats. Here next input is 50. 50 is a number of members in the contingent. Next input is 5. 5 is a 5 members are willing to sit in the wet seat. 6 is the number of blocks of seats. Here first start with the try seat. 3 try seat, 10 wet seat, 30 try seat, 5 wet seat, and so on. The total number of blocks is 6. If you get the number by using array, means the size of the array is 6 number of blocks. The output should be 49. Okay. One possible position to achieve the minimum distance is to place the set of 30 people in seat between 14 to 43. So after 10. total number is 3 plus 10, 13 no. From 14 to 43, one placement. There is try block. The 5 people don't mind sitting in the wet seats in the wet block, it's ranging from 44 to 48. Okay. Next 5 is wet block no. So 45 to we can place them. 5 members can be placed in the 44 to 48. And remaining 15 people can be placed in the next block. That is fifth block. Okay. The seats occupied are 49 to 63. So there is no unoccupied seat between the first person and the last person. There is no unoccupied seat. So and this is acceptable. The distance between the last allocated cell is 63 and the first allocated cell is 14. So total number is 49. This is the minimum distance. This is the required output. And for this input, S is 100 is the number of seats. 50 members are available. 5 is the number of persons trying to, willing to sit in wet seat, and 8 is the number of blocks. So 8 elements should be inputted. For this input, one possible positioning is to have set of 10 people in the try block, which is ranging from 11 to 20. Okay, this is try block. Next, the people who are willing to accept wet seat in the 21 to 25. Here we can, this is a wet block now. We can 21 to 25 we can place. Total number of places 15. Up to now 15. Another 20 people in the try block, 31 to 50 can be placed here. This is try block now. We can 50. We can place 20 members here. So leave the wet block 51 to 60 empty. We can leave empty because up to 15 is acceptable. So we can leave as it is. Next remaining block we can place persons. Okay. So the distance 61 to 80 we can place 61 to 75 in the this block, 7th block. Okay. So the distance from the last allocated seat 75 and the first allocated seat 11 is total number is 64. Okay, this is a very difficult problem. Okay, so we need to get S, N, K and B. S is the number of seats, total number of seats available. N is the number of person. K is the number of persons willing to sit in wet chair, and B is the number of blocks. Just allocate a memory for getting the set of blocks, set of number of blocks. By using loop, just to get the block like this, you can get the block using loop. Next input, for next thing, we need to make the arrangement, seat arrangement. Okay, by using this array. Okay, it is starting from try block now. Okay, how many elements have try block? So up to that you have to loop. Just set a try block and set a wet block. Okay, just scatter it. Okay, just for example, if any give 3 means 3 D's will be stored in the array. Next will 7. 7 is a wet block now. 7 W's will be stored in the character array, and 10 D values, that is try values, be stored in the array. Likewise, I can store 100 elements because the number of input is the number of seats is 100 now. So I have created a character array for this. Okay, and size of array is the number of seats. I have just constructed the seats, try seat and wet seat, and I have set end of string /0. This is must. Okay, because we are constructing a array now, string array now, you have to set this /0. After that, this is a TF value. TF value initially it is 50. Okay, so you have given N now. N is a number of persons. That is true friends. Consider true friends. This is K is a number of persons willing to sit in wet block. Okay, they are all nice friends. Okay, and remaining friends will be strict friends, hot friends. Okay, they are not willing to sit in wet seat. Okay, which is constructed by separating the true friends minus nice friends. That is PF. Okay. Next shortest length is yes. This is the number of seats. Initially, the maximum length is this number of seats only. No, so you just set maximal value for the shortest length. Finally, we need shortest length only. Okay. We have two loops. Okay, outer loop and the inner loop. In outer loop, we are starting from x equal to 0 and x less than s minus 2 friends. Okay, you should not exceed array. No, if you if you traverse up to 50, for example, up to n means just stop it. So that is why I have set s minus tf and EF value initially, that is EC friends. EC friends initially is equal to NF. NF is a nice friends. Okay, nice friends are the persons who are willing to sit in wet seat. This is hard friends. He is initially it was set as PF because these persons are willing to sit in only tri seat. Okay, that is PF. Initially it is set, and we are traversing other elements starting from the x equal to 0, traversing other element, which is end up with the number of states. Okay, we just construct the value, that is allocate the, just find the length by using the expression y minus x plus n, because we starting position and ending position. So x is a starting position, y is ending position. Y minus x plus 1, and just check y minus x plus 1 greater than shortest length. If it is shortest length, just come out of the loop. Okay, this is not feasible, no feasible solution. No, just come out of the loop. Okay, so next, if chairs of y best seat means, they, they are only there is in the bed seat is accepted only by easy friends. No, if you find shares equal to bed seat, just decrement the EF by 1. Okay, and it's also you have a concern that EF should be greater than 0. If we are not checking means it will lead to negative value. So just set x EF greater than 0. Okay, this is for easy friends. Okay, another one is otherwise it's not wet means just continue with the next iteration. Okay, that is why I am using continuous statement. In else part, if else in if it is else part, if it comes to else part means shares of y equal to tries it. Tries is only accepted by hard friends. Okay, so the hard friends greater than 0 means just decrement it. Okay, okay. Else if greater than 0 means just decrementing it. Okay, if hard difference equal to 0 and EF equal to 0 means just set the shortest length by separating y minus x. Okay, this is the ending value, this is starting value. Separate it and give break. Okay, because we have reached, we have allotted seats for all the members. Okay, at that time HF equal to 0 and EF equal to 0. Just come out of the loop and print the shortest length. Okay, so a little bit trickier problem. Okay, you have to do more practice for solving this kind of problem. Even in the internet may not be available. Okay, you have to solve yourselves. Okay, next problem is water cistern. Okay, this is also mathematical problem. Okay, I read the problem statement. A cylindrical water cistern was built in an apartment complex in Aqua Town. The bottom rests on the concrete and it's not accessible. It has a height h and radius r. Okay, height h, radius r. This is cylinder. Okay, the cylindrical, the bottom rests on concrete and it's not accessible. It has a height and radius r. A mathematical bug, mathematical bug, sitting on the Cistern at point A. Actually, bug is sitting on the point A, and has established a coordinate system to cover the entire accessible area. The bug is sitting a distance S from the top of the system, and the nearest point at the top is B. Okay. Um, for okay, the bug is sitting in a distance S from the top of the system. See here, forms a distance from A to B, which is S, and the nearest point at the top of the B. Nearest point is B only. If it travels the straight line distance, straight line means the nearest distance B. For the point C on the curved surface, this is the curved surface. The nearest point D is on the top determined. The nearest point D is determined. And the distance CD is taken as T. The angle P subtended at the center of the circle E by R BD is measured. Okay. So this is a shortest distance. BD is the shortest distance. Okay. If it is a curved surface, BD is the shortest distance. Okay. To reach CR. Okay. The coordinates of C are taken as the pair T, P. T is being greater than 0 and less than H, and with B being between 0 and 359. Okay. So P is a angle, T is a distance. For a point on the top surface, F, the distance to the center E is taken A, and the counterclockwise angle between EF and EB is taken. Okay. For example, if you point on the surface, top of the surface means, okay, for reaching the destination F, we can find the distance between AB and BE and EF. Okay. The coordinates of the F are taken as minus A and Q. The value is between 0 and R, and the value of Q is between 0 and 359. All the coordinates are integers, and if the point is on the top surface of the cylinder, the first coordinate is negative. Okay. Please note on the constraint. If the point is on the top of the surface of the cylinder, means the first coordinate is negative, and if it is on the curved surface means first coordinate is positive. You have to set the constraint. From its starting point A, the bug needs to go to destination. Destination may be C or F. So bug here from starting position, it wish to go to C or F. Okay, we need to find the shortest distance. The coordinates of the destination are given. The bug would like to go by a shortest path to its destination. The goal is to determine the length of the shortest path the bug can take. Okay. The first line has 3 comma separated positive integer giving radius, h height, and s is the distance from the top of the starting point of the bug. The next line has 2 comma separated integers t and g giving the coordinates of the destination. The first integer negative, it is on the top of the surface of the cylinder. Otherwise, it is on the curved surface of the cylinder. Please note on the constraint. Okay, the output should be the single integer giving the shortest distance that the bug can travel. The computed distance must be rounded to the nearest integer. Okay, so the S should be in the between 40 and 10,000, and R should be less than 100, and G should be in between 0 to 59. D is negative means G is greater than minus R. D is positive means D is less than H. Okay, for given input 100, 500, 200, then second line is 200 and 180. Output would be 314. Here R is 100 and H is 500. The distance of the bug from the top surface is 200. Okay. The coordinates of the destination are 200 and 180. As the first coordinate is 200, so it is on the curved surface only. Negative means on the surface, so it is a positive only. So destination is on the curved surface. At the same time, the distance from the surface is and at the same distance from the top surface of the bug. The second coordinate is 180. The destination is exactly on the other side of the cylinder, the same height as the path. So the distance is half the circumference of the cylinder. Okay, something like a straight line distance. Okay, after it just travel the half the distance of the cycle. Okay, so because the distance is 180 here. Okay, so a curved surface, we just expand the half to 180. Okay, it is straight line distance, no? Okay, half the when you travel the half when you travel by using the angle 180 means half the circumference of the okay. So from A to C, it is traveling off the cylinder. Okay. So when you calculate this, you will get 314. Next example is uh, here R is 100, H is 500, distance from the top of the surface is 200. Here this G value is negative, so the point is on the top of the surface. Okay, so it is to travel to F. Previous case it is travels to A to C. Now it travels to F because the G value is negative. Okay, as the second corner is 180 and BEF is a straight line. Okay, it is to goes to since it is on the coordinate, no, not curved surface. So when degree is 180 means the EF becomes straight line. So distance between two values R and A, R and A value will be ordered and is ordered with S. Finally, you will get 350. For example, distance between A and B, distance between B and E and this is R, distance between E and F. E and F is 50, which is given here. Okay, very easy. If the value G value is positive means we need to find the length of a curve actually. Okay, so to find the length of a curve we need to use the formula 2 by r into theta divided by 360. See here, it travels the half of the surface. Okay, so that is why it is called 180 degree. Okay, we need to find the distance, okay, which is substance to the angle theta. So when you use this formula, if it goes from a point to another point on the same face, okay, say x to y, okay, it goes on an arc of a circle that substance to the angle. Okay, so angle theta, not theta. At the center of the circle. The formula for finding the arc length is uh, 2 phi r into theta by 360. Here I even use mentioned as alpha theta. Okay. If it distance on the surface means we need to identify the shortest distance. No, if it is 180 degree straight line. If it is not, if it is less than 180 means look at the, the, uh, the 180 means for example EF will come EF and BE forms an angle which is less than 60 means, so we can identify the shortest distance as B and F. Okay, so further suppose we need to use a formula, this formula. For example, you have two faces distance. You have, for example, x distance you have, y distance you have. In terms of centimeter inch we have, and you have an angle. Okay, and you wish to find the distance means we can use this formula. C squared equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c is the angle. Okay, just substitute this, you will get 9.6. Okay, c is the angle formed. So when you supply this value, for example, this input will get 350. So you have input the header file for implementing this, and you have inputted RHS. It was mentioned as integer. Use if it is a constraint, just use integer. And another value is dng. Set the pi value. Okay. When you set the 3.14f means it will be promoted as a floating point value, and distance initially was set as 0. D greater than 0 means just find the arc length by using 2 pi r into g divided by 360. If d is negative value means distance is by using the formula. You have used this formula. Use this formula. Okay, s equal to distance equal to s plus. S also is taking into account for distance. For example, this distance plus this distance and this distance. For finding shortest path between these 2 points only, okay, we are using that formula, this formula. Okay, square root of r squared plus d squared minus 2 into rd cos x. Actually, cos function accepts only data in terms of radians. Okay, but we are giving the data in terms of degree, no? So just convert the degree into radian by using this formula, 5 by 180. Okay, convert and pass into cos function. Okay, so if d is negative means just use this one, no? Use this formula, no? Before that we need to set the negative value to positive value. Okay, negative value is just indicating the water one is positive quad or negative quad. Okay, so just convert into positive value and apply into the formula. Finally, you will get distance. Okay, so the demo. Second one, pi enter, and the negative value means on the surface. Output is 3. Okay, positive value. Pi enter, 200, 180. Okay, round up to integer value. So I show a demo for this problem. First problem is sports stadium problem, seating arrangement. Under 50, 100 is the number of seats, 50 is the number of members, 5 is the number of persons willing to sit in wet seat, 6 is the number of blocks, 10, 30, 5. The output is 40. This way we can solve this problem. Just go through the code. These two problems are a little bit difficult to solve. We need more practice. We will meet in the next class. Thank you.